Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer and another unboxing video. Today we're taking a look at Risk Godstorm. Now, this is a game of earthly domination and beyond, all right, based on the classic Risk game, but it's going to take on mythical proportions. We have 382 playing pieces in there, and it's going to feature the gods of War, Sky, Death, and Magic. Now, these were all originally published by Avalon Hill, but Renegade has just, man, they've just been going to town putting these Risk games back out. And I've actually been having fun playing them again. It's been a long time since I played Risk, and I've been having fun. Okay, now this is a game for, I'm going to tell you how many players, but I can't seem to find it on the back of this. Is it anywhere on this box? Or am I missing it? Well, okay, this is a game for, I'm going to say maybe up to 4 players, because I'm literally not seeing it anywhere here on the back of this box. But I will say this map looks fantastic. Look at that. Oh, man. You're going to have these. Oh, if all this stuff is in the box, excited to see what's in this thing. Looks like we have the game design, and this one is going to be by Mike Selinker. All right. But hey, there you go. And you know what? If you see the player count anywhere in this box, if I totally missed it, just let me know, because don't ask me why I'm missing it. Okay. Now, let's get this thing opened up and let's see what we can find. Now, I will say this box is heavy. Compared to the other Risk games that I've looked at, this box actually has some good weight to it. And why, I don't know, but we're going to figure it out. All right, now, first thing we're going to see is we're going to see our rule book. Some beautiful artwork on that rule book. We're looking at about 15 pages. Okay, so not a lot. Okay, and oh, look at that. Ages 14 and up, 2 to 5 players, and about 2 hours, 120 minutes to play. Whew, I knew I was going to find it somewhere. Just surprised I had to open a rule book to find it. It's probably in the box somewhere. I just missed it. But, okay. Let's see. What do we got? Nice table of contents. Artifacts of the past. All right. And, boy, this is some small text. Okay, it's a 15-page rule book, but it's got some small text. We got all that in there for you. All right. Start of an epoch. You're going to get some faith tokens. Looks like you got all your different gods. A bunch of different cards you're going to get. I do like the mythical proportion aspect of this. It actually sounds really cool. All right. This is definitely one I want to be flipping through this rule book. Well, this is a really shiny book too, so I'm really sorry for the glare. But it looks like we've got some attacking, and oh, text is so small. Oh my, so small. All right, now looks like what we're going to get is we've got to see, look at that, the glare. Whoo, got some player boards. Everything's going to punch nice. So this is going to be, looks like we got 5 different epochs. Let's get this up here. There's your turn order summary. We also have different territories and your armies of faith. So that's probably what you're going to get. Okay, on the back, just a nice little reference card. Got your sunken Atlantis right there. All right. And these tokens, which are, now they're a little bit thicker than what I'm used to seeing from these Risk games. Oops, I get this back on here. So these are going to be all your plague tokens. All right, put those off to the side. Now, looks like here we're just, okay, let's just do that. Everything's going to fall out. Now, what do we have? We have the Egyptians. Okay. And we have the Egyptian Pantheon card. We're going to have the Celts. Take a look at that. The Greeks. Everyone's got to figure out what faction you're going to play. All right. The Babylonians. Pause it if you need to, if you want to take a look at it. See, when the gods of war attack, you win ties. So it looks like based on, are all these going to be the same? I think they're all looking like they might be the same. All right. When the god of the sky is in the God's war, roll an additional dice. So if we look at these really fast, when he's in the sky, when he's in the sky, when he's in the sky. Yeah, so it looks like I'm not really seeing a difference between the different factions. It looks like they're all going to be the same, but they're all going to have, they're all going to have unique abilities. Well, okay, they're not unique to themselves. You have 4 different factions, and each one of those has its own unique, you know what I'm saying. All right, and what do we got here? We have Valhalla. Okay, just get this guy out of here so we can see what it looks like. We don't need that. All right, and get that down. Valhalla, we got Erlon. Let's see him. All right. Duat. The font's kind of really hard for me to read almost. Okay, there's our underworld. Now, the board. The board looks like it's going to be big. I'm going to move some stuff around real fast because we want to try to get this board on the table because I do like the look of this board. And I don't think I'm going to get it on my camera, so I'm going to do a little panning. I'm going to do a little zooping. We're going to figure it all out. Okay, and I'm upside down. Okay, flip it this way. Whew, all right. And hopefully we won't have to move the camera around and make you guys all, nauseous and feeling like you're in a blender. But I probably should have for this one. All right, hold on one second. We are going to have to go for a small little ride. Ignore that glare in the upper left-hand corner up there. I don't know why my lights, can never get the lights figured out just right in this room. Okay, but there is the map. And these spaces are actually pretty good sized. But they're pretty good sized. We'll kind of zoom around right there. As you can see, the map looks pretty good. I don't have a problem with it at all. Some of these areas might be a little tight. If you're going to try to put a bunch of pieces on them, some of them actually are pretty good sized. But there you go. All right, here's your continent bonuses. So based on the different continents that you have control of, how many different troops you're going to be able to get on your turn, and there you go. And that's the map. That map looks good. Now, let's go back to the good chunky stuff. What do we have? We are going to have some black and white dice. All right, just regular square dice. They're clean. Everything pops on them. They're dice. They look good. All right, should not have a problem with those. I'm a rounded corner dice kind of guy, but you know what? Those look good too. We're going to get a bunch of Ziploc bags to hold some pieces parts. I like how they've already punched a lot of this. Okay, it looks like this is going to be our monies. I'm not really sure. See, what are these other little pieces? Let's pull them out. We're going to get these like your player orders or something like that. They don't, just 1, 2, 3, 4. These may be your player orders. Look, there's 5 of them in there, so that way you can determine who's what player. Okay, and this is what I want to look at. I want to look at the components. Now, looks like we're going to get a few of these. Okay, you got to have your little buildings. Nice little, they're little plasticky pieces. They're going to work just fine. Okay, probably going to set those all over the board. You're going to try to build these up. I'm not really sure what's going to put them on the board, and I'm not even sure what they're going to do, but that's all right. And we got our 5 little pieces. And it looks like they're barely fitting inside this box. They are smashed in here. Okay, I don't know if I'm guessing all the miniatures are going to be about the same, just maybe different color. Let's find out, and we'll take a look. Okay, so here, all right, we're going to have, looks like all of our little warrior guys going to be right up on the very top. Do we have anything else in there? We do, but they're all buried on the bottom. Okay. All right, I'm going to make a mess. We're going to dig this one out, and we're going to see what we can find. Okay, so what do we have here? We have an elephant. That is a cool-looking little elephant. All right, we're going to have our statue lady. Yeah, she looks good too. And miniatures look really good. Boy, I'll tell you what, the quality of this one compared to some of the others looks really good. So there's our statues, there's our elephant. I think we're missing one. Shouldn't there be 4? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm only seeing 3 different pieces in here. But there you go. And looking at these, see, there's this one right there, but there's also your elephant as well. So it looks like, oh, there you go. There's that one. Okay, so there. All right, so it looks like all of the components, other than the color difference, is going to be the same from what I'm seeing. Because if you're looking here, you're going to have your Zeus figure as well. Yep. So we don't need to open up all of the bags. I just happened to open up the dark one, which is probably the hardest one to see, because that's the way I am. All right, so let's get these guys back in here. Whew. Okay, these are actually going to be better not being in these bags, I think, because in these bags, it holds them from really settling down in there. And this is one I think you almost want to pull this insert out and put the board on the bottom, or this board's not going to lay very flat. That would be my concern. Okay, but that's something that we have to figure out once we get this thing played and get it to the table. Because that board, I would want laying totally flat inside this box. Otherwise, it might warp. Now, we're going to get a couple different deck cards. Now, some of these cards are going to be very boring. We're not going to really care about them too much because they're just going to basically tell us where we're placing stuff. So we'll take a look at it. So what are we actually getting on some of these? We've got some miracle cards. All right. So yeah, so these are going to be all of our territory cards. The territory cards are the ones that are basically going to be, hey, you get to do this in this territory. But the miracle cards, defeat one or more gods on your turn. Okay, now what's the backside of these? Are they going to be different? Yes, they are. So pause if you want to take a closer look at them. Just kind of thumb through them really fast. All right, sacrifice through faith, one play. Yeah, so looks like all these might be a little bit different. All right, and that is going to be those. The territory cards. All right, so we got a wild. Okay, wild cards are not used in the Godstorm game. They're used in the class. Okay, so there's a classic. You can actually play the classic game in this as well, in which case you won't use these cards. But otherwise, you're basically going to draw these, and you're going to see where you get to put stuff. Okay, we'll flip through these super fast. We'll see if there's anything else showing up. And it may be, because I know in some of the other ones, yeah, you block off some certain areas, so you can't actually put anything. You have to kind of go around them, which actually made it a whole lot of fun doing that. All right, that was I think the 2210 version or something like that. Yeah. Oh man, that was a good one too. Woo! I actually enjoyed that one. So a little bit better, different take on Risk. It was still a Risk game, but yeah, that one was a lot of fun. Oh, and this one here looks really fun too. Okay, so it looks like we have more miracle cards. Okay. Oh, it looks like the miracle cards are going to be for all the different types of factions. So you're probably going to be able to do different things to draw your cards. Okay. So this is what we're going to get then. Here's going to be the last of our miracle cards. Okay. So add these in your brain to the ones that we already looked at. Okay. So what I want to do then is I want to do this and this because I want to put all those miracle cards together. Get these terrain cards. Whew. All right. A little OCD here, but there you go. Okay. So that is the air ones. Now these look like they're going to be your miracle cards for your warrior guy. All right, so pause if you need to. All right, I'll give you a second on them, so hopefully it focuses in okay. I don't know when this one came out. If this is a new one or not? I was going to look it up and I absolutely totally forgot. So if you know, let me know down in the comments down below. But I will say this one actually, I think this one looks really, really good. Okay. It seems like Risk, Axis and Allies, all those older games, boy, they're just kind of making a new run. So, and they're still playing. Man, they're still fun. They're still fun to play. Even after all these years. Make a little changes to them. Get them up to date. Okay. Give us some nicer components. And yep. And they still hold their own. All right. Ooh, Excalibur. There you go. The Book of the Dead. Tree of Life. Okay. Boy, I'll tell you what, and boy, these cards make a huge difference playing these games too. These cards could just, they could swing a game. They could be the winning and losing side right there. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with how to get everything back in this box because I have a feeling, these actually my front top, I have a feeling this insert is going away. Because I want the board and everything in this thing, and I want it set flat, and I don't see how that's going to happen very well in here. But I know it can happen. But this board, I think, needs to be on the very, very bottom. Okay, we're going to have that. It's going to go there. We have what's left of those tokens. All this stuff is going to go on top of the board when I'm done. This is going to lay flat across the board. You know what? Let's get these dice shoved in here for now too. So my box right here is going to have a little bit of lid lift. And the reason is because I'm not being very careful putting everything in here because I know for a fact this is not how I'm setting this game up. Okay, because I want everything in here flat. I want everything in here good. And I'm going to do that off camera so I don't bore you guys to death. But even that alone, I've almost got it all the way down tight. So there you go. I know it'll get in there. It'll be smooth. I can tell. I've built so many inserts I can easily tell. But there you go. That is Risk Godstorm, all right, by Renegade. This one looks fantastic. Let me know your thoughts on Risk. I'm actually really curious because, You know, like I said, Risk has been coming back. They've been republishing everything. They've been putting expansions out for some of them now, which is actually really cool. And I'm kind of curious what other people think. I've been having fun going back and playing these Risk games again, and I'm really looking forward to playing this one. We just seem to have a hoot, and we laugh every time we're chucking dice. So much fun. But yeah, leave any comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching.
What do you think? Is this Zach man real?
I don't know, Washinsky. I hope so. I hope so.